What's up, y'all? Did Mexicans create the Crip Walk? That's what John Leguizamo said in the tweet yesterday. I mean, in the Instagram post. See, this is why I have these discussions on black culture. This is why I talk black music history, because our culture has been attacked from within, from the side, from the top, from the bottom, from around. Parasites all around. So it came down to DeJuan Brown to make it right. You dig? I figured if it's up to me, if it's to be, it is up to me. And that's how I feel about anything. And the same thing goes for you. Anything in life that you observe ain't going right, and if you know a way, an honest way to get it fixed, it's your job. That goes to everybody that come up in the comments and be like, DeJuan, what you need to talk about? No, what you need to do is grab a motherfucking microphone and talk about it, if you so feel it's that important. I ain't talking about people who have suggestions. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people y'all see me in the comments. We don't need to be talking about music. We need to be talking about sticking together. Well, nigga, grab some gum, create a YouTube channel, and talk about sticking together then. Nigga, get a double mint sponsor. Motherfucker, get out my face. We need to be talking about how Africa and Kemet gave way to the Crip Walk. No, nigga, you do that. Ugechi. Your real name is Stanley. It's always them niggas whose their name is Umbekwe Ngeche Nudoku, nigga. You go check their birth certificate, that nigga name is Stanley Johnson. Nigga, your name is Stanley. Get the fuck out my face, nigga. The fuck you want me to... You talk about it then, Stanley. Thomas, so your name is Kunjafu, Metalnetcher. Nah, nigga, your name is Clarence the Third, nigga. You the third Clarence. Nigga's name Clarence Wilkinson the Third. Talking about some you, Dr. Ugechi Mbutu Matulu Shakur. Nigga, fuck out of here. But that's the message as we start. And when you feel things ain't right, and you know, and you have the answer to that, you know, proof, evidence, not just your feelings, but you know something's different and you can back it up, then say something. Just because one person got the mic don't mean that one person got to say it all, nigga. Everybody got their own thing in this thing to contribute. My thing is music. One of my things is music. And the other is knowing my LA culture. And knowing when somebody from outside this LA culture wants to come around, run his mouth and tell us that they taught us something we've been on. All right? But anyway, welcome chat room. I appreciate y'all for joining. I appreciate everybody for joining. You got Breeze, Netta, my mods up in here. What's up, everybody? What's up, Kendall? We got a too bad joke 5-minute timeout. Your jokes better hit. If people don't laugh, you got two corny ass jokes before you get timed out for 5 minutes. Don't boo the mods. And allow people to disagree. I will allow people to call in later on. So mods, don't ban people for disagreeing. Allow them to disagree, all right? Just tell them to call in at the appropriate time. Now, if they're trolling, kick their whole ass out of here, all right? So let's break this down. John Leguizamo, somebody who, when he came up on the scene early on in New York, was claiming Italian and Puerto Rican, is a Colombian born in Colombia that likes to talk Chicano and Latin history or whatever, but he doesn't do it on his own merit. He always does it off the backs of what black people are doing. So I'm going to show y'all what he said. I had it on when we first started, but I'm going to show y'all what he said. Oh, my bad. My shit was on mute. My shit was on mute like a motherfucker. My bad. My shit was on mute like a motherfucker. So anyway, if you can look and see what John Leguizamo wrote, look at it here. I have it highlighted. The Crip Walk comes from Chicano culture, but black peoples, with an S, made it funkier and national. And this evidence is this recently done video. Not a video from the 80s or the 90s, but a video from obviously in the last couple years. First off, when it comes to wearing the plastic, this is wearing the Chucks. The Mexicans in LA all dressed like we dressed 30 years ago. And as you can see here, this ain't no fucking, this is some guy trying to do, I guess, a version of the Crip Walk. I don't know what he's doing because I can't even call that Crip Walk in what he's doing. I can't even call it that. And what she's doing, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what the fuck that is she's doing. So yes, you can find this on John Leguizamo's Instagram right now. Here's a better video. Yeah. And then this is his evidence. He's calling this a Crip Walk. On an offbeat ass music. With that offbeat ass music. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what the Crip Walk is, what it looks like, this is what it is. This is Dub C doing it. This is Dub C. And this isn't even a juiced up version of it, but this is. Does that look anything like what they was doing?
No, they not like us. No, they not like us. What? They not like.
Does that look like anything? Does that look anything like this? I mean, seriously, people. Seriously. Let me see something right here. Let me look for another one. Let me just show y'all some stuff. See, this is some LA culture shit right here. This is what's his name? He in jail now too. I forgot his name. What the Sea Walk is? Let me break it down to you guys what this is. I'm trying to see if I can find some other stuff. So that's the Sea Walk, and this is what they were saying: is that completely different dances. Now let me break it down. This is some LA culture because I get a lot of misconceptions, especially from a lot of you cornball ass square niggas. The Sea Walk is some cultural LA shit, all right? And it's one of the dances that started out as a gang thing, but it quickly became something that the citizens of LA would sit around in a circle and do back when I was in high school. When I was at Westchester High School, I never when I was in high school, cats used to, after school, nobody that banged either. Niggas, we talking like 96, 97 at Westchester High. Niggas would just have Sea Walk. Somebody would pull up in their car. Somebody would pull up in their car and turn some music on. And this would get played.
Yeah, this for the West Coast CD.
Well, let me move it up some.
For the West Coast one. Check it out. Sagging, nigga G'd up, sipping.
Somebody come up and pull that up, and it'll be about 30 niggas around. Niggas be crip walking, jumping on cars, spitting off them hoes, wiping their shoes off. But for those of you who want to know the genesis of it, the genesis of the Crip Walk was cats that was in gangs spelling out they set with their feet. And really the Blood Walk was before the Crip Walk, from what I understand. But the Blood Walk was a lot slower. Cats were basically, well, maybe because I grew up in a blood neighborhood. I saw a Blood Walk first because I grew up in the jungles. So I saw the Blood Walk personally before I saw the Crip Walk. But niggas would basically spell out sets with their feet. And if they wanted to disrespect the set, they would spell out somebody else's set and then cross it out. And that was a sign of, we ready to beat your ass, all right? But in LA, the lines between gang culture and everything else are sometimes blurred, especially in middle school and high school. Because it's your elementary school friends that you was hella cool with that by the time you get to middle school, start banging. Sometimes the late niggas start banging in high school. But most of them start around the 7th, 8th grade. But these was your friends. These are the cats you played basketball with. Especially if you was a nigga like me, or a nigga that if you play football, if you active. Some of your friends, by the time they got to middle school, high school, get off into gang sets. And just because they go off into a gang, don't mean y'all stop being cool. Sometimes that's the case. Most of the time, not. So, although the Crips and the Bloods are reported, in a lot of ways, they are fucking terrorists. They are, in a lot of ways, because us squares had to walk on eggshells and shit, only to find out the Crips and the Bloods are now all over fucking YouTube telling all the goddamn stories. Us squares was scared to tell because we didn't want nobody coming after us because we told the story. Now you niggas is all on YouTube telling everything. But that's another story. The gang life in LA, for me and where I grew up, was always segregated. Even though you went to elementary school with these cats, it's like anybody else. The cats you cool with in high school ain't oftentimes the same cats you was cool with in elementary school. Y'all may remain cool through like a mutual thing like sports or music, playing in the band or playing football or basketball. But those of us who didn't bang, we gravitated to our other sets of friends who didn't bang. And it was just as many people who didn't bang who had their own friends doing their own thing than kids that did. But when it came time to party, when it came time to put the music on, especially a lot of your West Coast music, is programmed for the Crip Walk. And if you grow up here, you find that out real quick. And it's a detachment between the gang lifestyle of it and the fun of it. But when you grow up and this is the hit on the radio,
Let me go, mama.
when that's what you playing in LA, hey, motherfuckers don't get to. That's just what it is. Banging or not banging. You put on some DJ Quick. You put on some DJ Quick produce shit, then hey, you know, this come on. You had a party in LA and this come on?
So just take this game with a tic tac. Cause if you was on Skid Row, you can get pussy faster than a Big Mac. I owe it to myself to be fly. That's what.
Gang banging or not, nigga. Niggas is gonna get to walking. You did? This shit come on in LA? Banging or not. I don't care if you bang or not. This shit come on.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know what?
The music dictates the movement. So you got all of this West Coast produced music that is created for black people to dance a certain way to. We create the dance and recreate the music. The other day, I saw all of these weirdo ass. You see how many people been coming at Serena for Crip walking? You clowns. I've been looking at everybody on YouTube from Stephen A. Smith to all these people going at Serena Williams for Crip walking. She grew up in Compton. That, even though it's called the Sea Walk, that dance is so divorced from actual banging because the music that we played here in LA dictated that you do something to it. So that's what we do. And let me tell you something about LA culturally. Culturally, LA, let me just tell you the whole truth. Mexicans are corny as fuck. They are. They're very corny. Like, if in LA, if someone says you dance like a Mexican, those are fighting words. You hear me? If somebody says you dress like a Mexican, a gun might get pulled. Like, if I'm dead serious. That's LA. That's LA. That's not a good thing to dance or dress like a Mexican. That's just what it is culturally in LA. They're extremely corny. Hey, fool. You know when Mexicans started saying fool? Black people were saying fool for a short while. But when this shit dropped right here in 93, this is when Mexicans started saying fool.
Yeah. Yeah. Fool.
Her right there, fool. You know how we do it. That's when they started saying fool. They weren't saying that before 93. When Ice Cube dropped that, when Ice Cube dropped that,
On the black and white ivory, getting 6 on a T-League. You don't wanna see a G break your ass.
like dishes, bust her ass tricks, sleep with the fishes, running from Lennox, up at Venice. Wanna have me in tights like Dennis the Menace, but ain't hopping, ain't no hopping, faux hopping, ass dropping, Coupe de Ville. That's because that when he said that faux hopping, ass dropping, Coupe de Ville, that was all black lowrider culture. Because black people was lowriding Coupe de Villes, 6'4" Chevys, while Mexicans were lowriding early 50s bubble boat cars with dome hubcaps. Make no mistake about it. This here, these lowriders are black people lowriders. All right? At the time, Mexicans had them boat lowriders. They weren't doing these. They had them old ass, they were not doing these. They got that from Ice Cube videos. Hey, fool, Ice Cube. Ice Cube got one of those essay. Ice Cube hosts. Yeah, we gonna do it like Ice Cube. And then when Eazy-E came out with the baggy plaid shirts, because Mexicans in LA were wearing the big baggy jeans with the tank top and the overall and a hat. That's how they was dressing. And then when Eazy-E came out, dressed like this, that's when they started wearing the baggy clothes and putting they fists like this. They was following Eazy-E. Now, Mexican gangsters still dress like this. Black people dress like, first off, regular black people in LA never dressed like this. Only the gangsters did. If you had some lokes and them baggy ass and like this, if you had a Jerry, nigga, you was a gangster. Civilians didn't dress like Eazy-E, all right? The gangsters dressed like that. Marcus Mader said, shout out to Minister Jap, they're Spanish-speaking hillbillies. Louis Luck says, next he'll say Ice Cube is a Hispanic Cubano. Right. So, this is how it happens. Black people sitting down, stay me on the East Coast, we do something for a little bit, they pick up on it, and 25 years later, they still talking the same. All of their music is black. We don't. They like I've seen people talking about some. Oh, there was somebody in the comments like, oh, there was an exchange in cultures. No, it wasn't. There was never any exchange in cultures. You know what old school songs the Mexicans are? Let's play a Chicano classic, all right? That's a Chicano classic. Performed by niggas. A black band called the Whatnots. All of their like classic music that they play, oh, this is Chicano classic. All of it's black people. You go, baby. And hey, girl. Freddie Scott. But the Chicanos call that they classic. They'll call that a Chicano classic. Oh, here's another one that they'll call a Chicano classic. All it took hypnotized into your Linda Jones. It ain't no Chicanos named Linda Jones. All of the music, to my Latino listeners, all of the music you grew up listening to in your house that wasn't doonch, 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 doonch. A nosotros vimos a la cuatro o nosotros. Everything that wasn't that was our shit. We didn't put a gun to you and tell you to play this as your classic. That shit good. I'm not blaming you for making that your classics. What's the song that George Lopez comes out to and they just swear is just, when they talk about their lowriders, what do they play? Something in Long Beach. War. It wasn't no damn Mexicans. Let me pull out the map for y'all. Y'all know I like putting out the map. See, in LA, it's all flooded right now. Everybody lives up on top of everybody. But if we go back to the times that the Crip Walk was created in the early 90s, in the 80s, 90s, back in that era, basically pre-95, this whole area you see out here, south of the 10, all the way over to Linwood, this was all black. Southgate was where the Mexicans started. They started for the most part here east of Alameda. They were in Southgate, Bell Gardens, on into East LA. This was the Mexican side of town over here. East LA, Bell Gardens, Southgate. Back then in the 90s, Linwood was all black. Mostly black. They were starting to come in the 90s. They were starting to come in a little bit in the 90s. 80s, all black in Linwood. Compton, all black in the 80s. 80s, 90s, all black. South Central, all this shit was black. All this shit was black in the 80s and the 90s. All this shit. Everything south of the 10. All this shit was black. We didn't, then in the late 80s, we started seeing some Mexicans come over. And I was right here. When I was at my grandmama's house, I was always over here on this side of town. And I remember when we first started seeing Mexicans come, and like in the late 80s, it was like one or two on the block. And then we went over here, it'd be like one or two. And then when them riots hit though, after 92, I guess a call went down to Mexico saying, hey, shit in America is free. Because after 92, you saw all this shit over here on the east side just flip Mexican. Mostly all this stuff east of the 110. up here in this area. But this was black. Quick black history moment. Right here on Broadway and 52nd. It's knocked down now. But this building here used to be the Cotton Club. It's an apartment now. But this used to be the Cotton Club. And right here on this intersection was the first arrest in American history for smoking marijuana. A black person. A black man by the name of Satchmo Louis Armstrong, the father of jazz, got arrested right here on this corner for smoking weed in back in the 30s. First arrest in United States history happened right here on this corner. And that was before the 110 freeway was built. This 110 freeway was built in 1955. That's when it was completed, what you see right there. That double-decker was completed in 92, I think. I remember seeing that shit get completed. But that's a quick... So, like, now, this is all Mexican shit now, right? Also, black history. This funeral home you see right here, this was Malcolm X's mosque. When Malcolm X came to LA, no, that's not, I need to get a 56. That's 52nd. 56th. I'm sorry, 56. Right here. This right here was Malcolm X's mosque when he was in LA. When he came to LA, he established this as a mosque. Right before he died, I think in 1963. This was Malcolm X's mosque in LA. When he established this shit. For those of you who want to know some slight LA history. For you assholes that be like, LA ain't got no culture. Nigga, your mama ain't got no culture. So, but anyway, this is old school LA. This was all black. After the riots, it really started to change in 92. But still, over here was for the most part all black. And right here is a little neighborhood called the Rolling 60s. Right here. There's a neighborhood you may have heard about. Nipsey Hussle. Had a gang. And his gang was called the Rolling 60s. They were right here. It wasn't no goddamn Mexicans here in 92 when niggas was sea walking. None. It's a lot now. But over here, plenty of lives ended right here at this liquor store right here. Plenty of lives ended right here, I must say, during that time. Not a proud time. But this is the Rolling 60s neighborhood. There were no Mexicans over there. Neighborhood on this side. The neighborhood on this side, you got the Avs. Up here, the 40s. There were no Mexicans over here back then, people. Sorry to say. How do I know? So ride my bike over here every fucking day, all right? I was there! I was there! Leguizamo. I was there! This was my elementary school. I remember we had like 2 Mexicans in our elementary school, Coliseum Elementary. We had like 2. Jose. No, 3. It was Jose. I didn't like Jose. But my homeboy Dennis and my homeboy Ronald. Ronald Magana. That was my guy right there. I forgot Dennis's last name. And Ronald and Dennis stayed up here in the Rodeo Lane apartments. Me personally, I never walked down Rodeo Lane not one time in my life because I heard too many gunshots that ended lives down here when I was at home. This is a block. I low-key almost, not low-key, this shit really happened. I almost got kidnapped one time, and this is a real true story. I was to walk down this block from school like at 92. And like, it was like 89. I was walking home. I was like in the 3rd grade. And some motherfucker rolled up in a white van right here and tried to grab me. But I was right by the house. That's a true fucking story. Some motherfucker rolled up in a white van right here in front of this house. My neighbor, but I got away. I ran. I forgot about that story. My man Clifford, my neighbor Clifford was right here. This was George. This was Clifford. I'm sorry, that was Clifford. This was George right here. And George would bring us, George was right here. And Dorothy was right here. She was from Okinawa. They both were from Okinawa. And dude George right here would bring us flowers every Friday. George owned a flower shop. And we lived here. And he would bring us flowers every Friday. The man that bought our house, like he still lived there. It looked like some fucking white people moved in next door with that sorry ass gentrification gate. And this was Miss Alice. This is where the blood nigga lived when I grew up. The blood, it was a Crip nigga that lived right here. This was a blood neighborhood. All this shit was bloods up in here. The first place I saw somebody get shot and killed was right here where this arrow is. My first time seeing somebody get shot and killed was right there. I said first because it happened a few times. But my first time was right here. But we had a blood that lived in this house right here. People like the LA. And so the blood, Crip in the blood neighborhood. So we had like 3 or 4 drive-bys that hit our house. My bedroom was right here, this big ass window. That was my bedroom. And I went through 3 drive-bys by 1990? Because I had a Crip nigga that lived in my neighborhood. And they was always trying to shoot this nigga, but they be shooting our house up instead. But there wasn't no fucking Mexicans over here is what I'm saying. You had Okinawa. You had Dorothy from Okinawa right here. And George from Okinawa right there. And then Miss Kathy was from Okinawa and she lived right here. You had more Okinawa people there. And then across from over here, these apartments was managed by Samoans. It was a bunch of black people and Samoans that lived up in here. It was way more Samoans that lived up in here than Mexicans. Way more Samoans. And then the apartment manager here was Samoan. And then in 92, just before the riots, he got shot and killed by one of these BPS niggas. He got shot and killed right here in this alley. I didn't see that one, but I heard it. But this is where niggas was blood walking. And it wasn't no fucking Mexicans. None. Or 1 or 2. You had Dennis, Ronald, and Jose. Those were the 3 Mexicans. Then when I was over here on the east side with my cousins, over here some projects. This is where the brims are, Fruittown brims, bloods. My cousins was over here, right across the street from USC. You see these projects right here? This is where I will be with my cousins in the summertime, like in the 80s and 90s. I'll be here with my cousins in these projects, and USC is right here. That's USC. Right there is USC. And they be over here. All black projects. This is my cousins, D-Ray. CC. Y'all know my cousin Nina? Y'all know my cousin Nina Boy? Nina Boy, this wasn't his neighborhood, but when he was a little kid, when Nina Boy was like real young, his mom stayed up in here. But he was like hella young. He had moved from here to the east side. This is when he was hella young. But this is where Nina Boy's brother was actually from this set that was from here. No, not the projects with Trey D from. Hell no. Them projects y'all thinking about is over here. Again, no Mexicans. Back then. You think about the Imperial Courts. These are the ones that was on Training Day. This is where Macy Gray stayed. And she stayed there on Training Day. Macy Gray stayed up here in the Imperial Courts. On Training Day, also where Denzel was, that was back by my house. Where Denzel was on Training Day when he got shot up in the alley. Not when he got in the alley, when he was on that street, on that cul-de-sac, and all them gang members came out. That was over here. Up in the J's, right down the street from where I was. And hell no. One way in this neighborhood, one way out. Was this the official projects? No. But nigga, in 93, all the way up until, I remember when I was working with kids, I had a kid that I worked with that lived, this is Pinafore, right? Yeah. And Ursula. Yep, Pinafore and Ursula. I had a kid that I worked with that was in I think he was in this building. He was in this building. I went to go see that kid. We talking like 2012. There was a person that died that morning, at 4 a.m. over a heart attack. Somebody got shot and killed at about 8 a.m. I went to go see the kid around 1 p.m. and like nothing had happened. And right when I left at 2 p.m., somebody else got murdered at 3 p.m. This the jungles. Harvey Levin from TMZ used to own a lot of these, and he sold a lot. Now USC is buying up a lot of these and turning this into housing for USC students now. But again, back then, it wasn't no Mexicans up in here. Not then. Now, plenty. None of that. Over here, none of that. This is Inglewood. Mexicans started coming into Inglewood in the 2000s. Is when Mexicans started really coming into Inglewood. In the 2000s. This area, black. When I was in high school, black. Late 90s, 2000s, some Mexicans started coming up in here. But I'm saying all that to say, and then to those who are saying, okay, well, still Mexicans there, in LA, it's like, and it's kind of sad in a lot of ways, not so much on my end, it's just humanity's end. Mexicans don't even look at black people in LA. Like, we don't look at them. You walk past a Mexican, they ain't got no mannerisms, because in LA, we always had a rule. You make eye contact with somebody, you say hi. They be putting their heads down and walking. And we be like, all right. We keep walking. You might have that one dude that want to smash the Mexican chick that lived down the street. But overall, we don't kick it like that. We don't. Gang got their own little treaty. Even Mexican gangs and black gangs, for the most part, don't step on each other's toes. You got individuals within Mexican gangs that's cool with individuals within black gangs, and vice versa. But we don't really interact like that. You can be on a block, half Mexican, half black, and the black people on that block not know one of the Mexicans' names. That's just how it is out here. So when it comes down to it, Are people cool? Yeah. On individual levels, like I ain't got no issues with Mexicans, and on an individual level, I don't have a issue with them on a racial level. But when it comes to our dancing, how we dress, how we walk, how we talk, we don't get nothing from them. Mexicans are corny to us. Very corny. Because talking to a Mexican in LA is like talking to a black person in a time machine. It's like running across somebody. If I run across a Mexican now in 2025, it's going to be like running across a nigga in 2002. They're going to be playing Ice Cube and Tupac. They're going to be saying words that we stopped saying 20 years ago. They're going to have our body language of 20 years ago. It's like their parents raised them on like 90s hip hop music videos. And that's what they think is cool. Well, 90s hip hop. That's what I'm gonna see if I go and kick it with one that's trying to relate like us. So that's just what it is. Sorry, you know, I be doing 3 things at once. So you got John Leguizamo saying that black people stole the Crip Walk from Chicano culture. When we were doing the Crip Walk, before there were that many Chicanos where we live. And even now, in areas where it's 70% Latino, 30% black, I promise you, the black people are minding their own black ass business. They may be smashing a Latin chick. You dig? They may have a couple Latino homeboys. But as far as culturally watching what they do, a black kid would get clowned out of his own family if he tried some shit like that. With that being said, I'm opening up the phone lines. What do y'all think about this whole situation? Oh, I got to say, before I go there, I forgot the other topic. Before y'all call in. Before y'all call in, I want to do this other topic. This sorry ass bitch ass actor dude talking shit about black. Let me see here. I'm gonna have y'all call. I'm gonna shut the phone lines down. 1 second. I'm opening the phone lines up in 1 second. I want y'all to see this here. This actor. Look at what this dude had to say. Speaking about, this is why we gotta protect our culture, and this right here is why we gotta speak out loudly against people like Lil Boosie and these sorry ass niggas that don't like protecting our culture. Listen to this.
Dear fellow Americans, just my quick little rant on this halftime nonsense. I mean, come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto. I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. The jump black and jazz blues artists. Give me the Count Basie band. Give me Duke Ellington's band. Give me the history. Give me jazz. You want to go black? Go art. Don't go ghetto. Let's lift the streets. Let's lift these kids off the streets. Enough with the garbage. Enough with the garbage. Enough with bringing these kids down into the garbage. Like that's the cool thing to do and this and that. No. Those gentlemen that created an art form, a gorgeous art form, those jazz artists, Let's propagate that in America. Enough with this bullshit. Who in the NFL hired this act? And Sam Jackson monkeying around. I mean, I'm sorry. It just repulsed me. It absolutely repulsed me. What was the point? What's the point? Let's lift the kids. Let's give them something to aspire to, talent to aspire to. Let's train them in instruments and jazz and stop this rap crap that everybody thinks is the new Shakespeare. It's not. It's garbage. It's not lifted. It's down. It's down. You have such great musicians, great black jazz musicians and other musicians that could have been used. And instead of this crap, what are they trying to do? What's the message? What's the message in the collard greens? Tell me. This ghetto crap. I'm done with ghetto
Collard
crap.
greens.
Lift the streets, man. Lift the streets. And black brothers and sisters, you've got so much talent out there. Lift the streets. Teach your kids dignity. Let's bring them into dignity instead of the street. Instead of shitting in the streets. Enough of it.
You see that? Y'all hear that? Let's watch
fellow
again.
Americans, just my quick little rant on this halftime nonsense. I mean,
First off, Kendrick's pants are pulled up. This goes off to all you niggas say, pull your pants up. Nobody on that stage was sagging. Nobody was wearing gang attire. Everyone danced and executed their steps.
come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto.
This was about America. But didn't I not tell y'all? White people, they're not going to be, this whole message about nationalism, they're not going to get it because the only thing they see is black. There was nothing ghetto that happened on that stage.
I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. The jump black and jazz blues artists. Give me the Count Basie band. Give me Duke Ellington's band.
And Count Basie had to stand up for himself because of people like him and tell Frank Sinatra, I'm not going to go on stage if we can't stay in the hotel. I'm not playing Vegas if I can't stay in the hotel and walk in through the musician's door, not the kitchen. I'm not playing it. It was his ancestors that was telling Count Basie and Duke Ellington that they can't come in the front door, that they can't sleep in the hotel that they were playing in because that was ghetto music. That was his ancestors saying that. Is this dude Italian or some shit? What is he, a junkie ass Italian? Is that what he is? Frank Sinatra was ghetto. Frank Sinatra was a gangster. Frank Sinatra made ghetto music. Frank Sinatra pushed, Frank Sinatra was tied to bodies being dropped. He was tied to bootlegging, to drugs. Frank Sinatra was tied to a lot of criminal activity and the people around him. Blues and jazz was always considered ghetto race music. From bebop to hip hop, race music. Everything that hip hop has is enduring. Bebop, swing, rhythm and blues, all forms of black music had to deal with the same shit. Don't let these racist thug degenerates like this hide behind what's this new crap. Their parents were saying the same thing. Why? Because white society, just like Latino society in a lot of ways, they hate everything that we create. And 20, 30 years after we've created it, it becomes cool. It always becomes cool 30 years after we made it cool. But even then, a lot of the older ones, even the older stuff, they cannot, when it becomes too black, they cannot handle it. This is why we must protect our culture. We go through this shit. He's not talking about Latinos. He's not talking about Jamaicans, collard greens. Those old school white supremacist, anti-black American tropes. I got the phone lines back open. 323-744-7425. What do y'all think? 323-744-7425. I want to know what y'all think. What do y'all think? What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from? Oh, let's say hung up. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Just here, man. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Oh, man, listening to what you talking about. This PK from headquarters, homie.
Oh, yeah. What up, man? From the headquarters.
I'm sitting here listening to what you're talking about, and a lot of it is true. Everything you're saying is accurate, brother. Everything.
Yeah.
Not much, family.
Yeah, you from the Long Beach area, right? I see that you from the Long Beach area?
Nope. I'm from Santa Ana, homie. I'm from the west side of Orange County.
Military.
Hey, my city turned just like yours, homie.
Yeah, because Santa Ana was mostly black in the 80s, and then that shit flipped.
In the early 80s, homie, the west side Santa Ana was all black dominant.
Yeah. And then it flipped.
Yeah, it flipped. And then I started coming to LA in like 85, 86. I was coming to Compton, Long Beach, LA. And now I look at it, the whole city then flipped to like how Orange County is, man. I was coming, it just changed, homie. The game is different.
Yeah, it's way different. This Leguizamo dude's trying to make it seem as if the way it is now is how it's always been. No, it ain't always been like that. That's some newer shit.
It ain't never been that, brother. It's always been, man, L.A. would not be L.A. if blacks didn't set the blueprint for L.A., homie.
Period.
Man, but you keep doing what you're doing, family. I'm glad I tapped in with you, homie. Keep doing what you're doing and spreading that positive, man. I'm going to get back at you. I'm on something, too, on some positive shit with our young black youth.
Yes, sir, man. Keep doing what you do, brother.
All right, man. I'm going to tap in with you. Stay strong and solid and keep giving that information, that true information to our people, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Stay.
What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Don? My name Lorenzo, calling in from Washington, D.C.
From D.C. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that whole Crip Walk situation. John Leguizamo has lost his mind. The Crip Walk was invented by a man named Crip Hurd. He was actually crippled. You can look him up on YouTube. He had one leg, and he used to dance on crutches. Then he would throw the crutches, and he would just start dancing. If you look at his leg, it looks just like the Crip Walk. Exactly like the Crip Walk. So I guess from that, people just started copying him, and I don't know how L.A. got it, but I guess L.A. made it popular, but it had nothing to do with no Mexicans. Like you said earlier, we never watched Mexicans. They was always influenced by us.
Yeah. Never have, never will.
Yeah, never will, man. I just wanted to, put that in there. I just wanted to be the first person. Yeah, man, that's crazy how they just, I don't know where all these rumors come from, man. How does that happen?
Look, Leguizamo is a Colombian that lived in New York. That wasn't even nowhere around no LA streets. So how the fuck would he even know?
Right.
So that's just them on some.
So I guess they just hopping on this bandwagon against us. That's what it looked like to me.
People need to feel like, okay, I'm in America now. People gotta feel like they did something here other than pick cherries. So what better to do than to pick off our culture? You dig?
Because he's been around black people for a minute too. Because I'm 35. I remember watching him in the early 90s. He used to be around black people and shit. Early 90s and shit. Man, and I never will forget about what what's her name? What's that Puerto Rican chick name? Used to be dancing all the time. She played in that Spike Lee movie. She was on Soul Train. She had danced on Soul Train.
Rosie Perez.
Yeah, Rosie Perez. I didn't even know that she said some spicy shit because
she said some spicy shit. Yeah, all of them.
Tariq Nasheed had pointed out some weird shit about her. Because remember, she did that scene with Spike Lee, the Ice Cube scene, when it was real hot.
Yeah, she said some bullshit about that.
Thing, right? Yeah, she had later on in the interview said that she felt very uncomfortable doing that scene. I guess trying to make it seem like he was on some creep shit. But she had did a scene with white man can't jump. Or one of them white boys was dogging her out in the shower. She ain't say she felt uncomfortable about that, crushing her ass in the shower. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's real talk, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Read some of these super chats. We need to do something about these invites to cookout people. We need to ban them from all cookouts. Yeah, we need to ban them from all cookouts, and also ban every nigga that invites somebody to the cookout. Ban the person that was invited and the person that did the inviting. That's how we gonna do this shit. We got to come up with that policy like on Harlem Nights. If you bring in Smalls, hold on one second, caller. If you bring in somebody, you brought in Smalls, put your finger on the piano. You need to get your motherfucking fingers too if you bring somebody in here. You need to go get a haircut. I said Brentwood. They stole him. They didn't steal Brentwood from us. They tried to, but Brentwood is still ours. Thanks for the super chat, Carl Langley. It hurts them a lot because they don't like us and they get enough of us. We're in addiction to them. Good point. Do I appreciate knowledge and insight? The way you describe it reminds me of the movie End of Watch, a scene where Bone was changing guards just before my first visit. I remember that, Vic the villain. Hold on one second, caller. I remember that. And DeAndre says, no wonder Leguizamo's career is going extinct like that damn Sid Sloth character spending much time on black culture instead of acting. Right. Real talk. But what's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Fresco calling from Baton Rouge, man. I just wanted to highlight something, bro. Y'all ever notice how whenever we do something remarkable as so-called black people, that white folks who don't understand it like to say it's dumb and ghetto and downplay it, but whenever they do something that seems remarkable, but it's so minuscule, and we don't understand it or we don't like it, they say we're dumb or we're not intelligent enough. You ever notice that shit?
Right.
That's crazy to me. I'm looking at the Kendrick Lamar, the people, the white folks watching it, and I know I shouldn't even be paying attention to it, but it came across my timeline, man, and it was just crazy how whenever it's something good we do and they don't understand it, they downplay the fuck out of it, man. Excuse my friends, man. That shit kind of pisses me off because it's like, when is it? What is it that you want out of us? You know, it's crazy. It's weird, bro. It's very, very weird. What you think that is?
It's growing up being you've been told your whole life that black people ain't shit, they're inferior, but you love everything about their culture. So you got to figure out a way to accept it into your culture without giving black people credit. And the way to do that is to say we did it too.
Right.
It's a mind fuck for them. It's for them to get it's mental masturbation for people like him.
Man, I was just watching a movie. What that is? What's the worst that can happen? With that what that is? That little hybrid, whatever he is. That says that about the Crip Walking. Yeah, I was just watching a movie with him and Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac, and he doing that with a black cast, and he go out and say some weirdo shit like that. That shit hell, bro. That shit hell, man. That shit hell. But that's all I wanted to highlight, though.
All right, man. Thanks again. Let's go.
All right.
That's all it is, people. Oh shit, Rocky here. Hold on. Come on, Rocky. Got a lot of people calling at once. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from? God damn, I got a lot of people calling at once. This shit's not picking up. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hold on, Dwayne. Hold on. Let me wait. Hold on, Dwayne. Let me mute this up. Yo, peace, Dwayne.
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Ain't shit. What's good with you? I'm calling from Philly. I sent you a cash app. I'm not sure whether you read it or not. But at the end of the day, man, I wanted to point this something out. I saw something on in it's from out Ohio. And it's kind of like we're getting disrespect from all sides, not just the Mexican side, the white side, the Asian side, and everything in between. But at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, is everybody ready? Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen? I mean, a lid is going to get blown off this bitch, Holmes.
Mm-hmm. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I wanted to point something out because I was looking at something about Cincinnati or whatnot, how they hanging these swastikas and everything of that nature, and they're going into the black neighborhoods at the end of the day. So my point is niggas in the gym and it's niggas armed to the teeth.
You know what? Look, something's going to get. If you see that, you don't have to ask that question because them brothers in Cincinnati coming right back out with their arms and their guns.
Come on,
look,
man.
Let me tell you something.
We the next state over.
Like, and there's a reason why. And there's a reason why I cut you off because black people got to stop talking so goddamn much.
Bingo.
We saw the response, so we don't need that question being asked on the air, do we? Because we saw what they have.
Bingo.
I appreciate the call, man. I appreciate the cash out, man. Thanks for calling. I got a bunch of people calling in. Thanks, brother.
Likewise.
Nah, black people, we don't need that. What are we gonna do? We got guns. If you got guns, what's understood don't need to be said. This is not the place for us to talk about guns and violence. People understand what it is. At least if you're listening to me, I assume you're intelligent enough to know what you need to do. You don't need me to say it. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Yo, big bro, what's good? This is Ashland, bro, aka Zen, and I'm the 504 head buster in the chat. Man, I be sending the cash apps and all that, man. I appreciate you greatly, bro. Like your knowledge of Black history and just history in general is unrivaled, gang. Like there's no, I'm from New Orleans too, but like there's nobody that discusses Black history or history in general on the level that you do. Like you're a gem, brother. Like we need you, gang. But I had to add to this conversation with the Leguizamo because it's funny how these people always got something to say about our culture or any culture, but they don't go back to their own culture or go back to what they did in their own history. And this man Leguizamo was in a film with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson where they was in drag, and that's that is what it is.
Too long, fool ass.
Leguizamo was the one that was trying to groom a teenager. The kid was 17 in the movie. He's trying to take him to prom. It's Leguizamo.
That's a good point.
But we supposed to listen to your take on culture, gang? Come on, bro. I'm out of here, bro. That's all I had to say, man. I appreciate you. And same thing that the last caller said, man. You, like the dude, like you're like how you said to him, like it's that time, bro. It's about action. It's not about
it's that time to not talk about it. Just hey, you dig what I'm saying? Period. Hey, have a good one, brother.
Period. Likewise. Later.
Yeah. Certain things don't get discussed. You dig? What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Dewan? Can you hear me?
It's kind of muffled, but go ahead.
Okay, what's up, bro? Hey, I think John. My name's Crip. I'm from Detroit. I think the dude Leguizamo, he's in the crap. But I had a question to answer. Can LA Tech tell that it's a tech from up north County?
Well, your phone's breaking up. It's really bad. Can you get to a better area?
I'm sorry. I'll call back.
Call back. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, brother. I'm Dan. I'm calling from Florida.
Sanford, Florida. What's on your mind?
No, man. I want to give you flowers for even bringing up the whole thing about Duke Ellington and
Well, shoot, the reason why I'm saying it because in my city, what have you got a historical hotel that Ellington, they all these guys came to our city at one time or another, and when they came, they weren't allowed to stay in hotels, just like you were saying anywhere else that was going on in that time in that time period. They weren't allowed to go to hotels and stuff like that, like regular people. And I like what you brought out about Frank Sinatra as well, because while they bigging up stuff like that as classic and classical, it wasn't that at all, bro. Like
it wasn't.
It wasn't. I'm 48 years old, so I'm speaking from my time frame alone. And just in that short amount of time, you still saw a large amount of racism, from a kid to now. And this particular hotel or what have you is where all the black entertainers had to stay. We even got historical streets named after those guys because they came to my city to perform. You know what I'm saying? Count Basie, got a place, Basic Court. Duke Ellington, you know what I'm saying? We got Ellington Court right by Basic Court, Armstrong Court. All these courts are in the same, a block over from one another, because they came to perform for the black people in my city, and they had to stay at a hotel, which is now more or less a historical hotel that they tried to get shut down. They tried to break, tear it down and everything. The city kind of had to, we had to kind of rally for it being, remaining untouched as a historical. So now it's more or less okay or whatever, but if they'd had they waited, they tore that down too. So I say all that to say this, man, they highly trying to discredit, they want to get rid of our culture. They want to get rid of our history. And in order to do that, they have to discredit it, or they have to claim it and make it as if it was theirs. If they see that they can't destroy it and it has to survive, then they have to put some type of claim on it. And I could go so far as to say that they're doing that right now with rap music by, a certain individual as well. I don't know if you see the same thing I see when I look at it. It's always, it always has to be a great white hope. It always has to be a top white guy that can say he outdid what it is that we invented and or did.
Right.
If you take it back to just the 80s, at one point in time, Becky didn't even like that big butt, But it's a different scene now. Becky likes the big butt, you know what I'm saying? Becky likes the big lips. Becky likes the big everything that our queens have. So, we just, we gotta endure this thing, man, and know that we're some of the greatest things, if not the greatest thing on this planet. Again,
real talk, my brother. We're gonna have to. I got a lot of people calling in, man. But yeah, now you real talk.
Business, my brother.
We're gonna have to get that. I appreciate the call. Yeah, we gotta appreciate, like what the caller said. We gotta appreciate, what we have. We have a lot. We have a lot. We have a lot to appreciate. We have a lot to be appreciative of. And I think one of our major issues is our lack of appreciation in a lot of ways. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Oh, it's not out calling from.
In a lot of ways.
Kansas City, from Compton, California.
Yes, sir. What's your name, brother?
Yeah. I just want to say, man, don't pay attention to no Mexicans. I'm from the Twilight Zone. I'm trying to turn down my TV real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, please.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm from Compton, California, T-Zone on 157 to San Pedro. Don't pay attention to no Mexicans. They don't have any kind of national, they're not able to communicate their culture naturally and be accepted like ours.
Yeah.
And so they latch on to everything we do. John Leguizamo is he knows that we're in delineation mode. He knows that a lot of his people is being deported. And so, he's trying to kind of sow seeds of hatred. The more weight we give to Mexicans, then the more they'll go off of it. Mexicans, Colombians, any of these people.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't take a genius to know that Crip Walk can come from L.A.
Right.
I was born in 1976. I got put on the set when I was 10. That's in 86. I never heard anybody from my card or any of the cards say anything about Crip Walk coming from Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Never heard it.
Never in my whole entire lifetime. This is just the tricks that Mexicans do You know what I'm saying? Because they feeling some type of way about deportation. They feeling some type of way about delineation. And every now and again, they come with little things. When we ignore it, we ignore that shit and it goes away because they don't have national attention.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they do, they got to latch it on to us so they go nationally.
Yeah,
if we just ignore.
Nah, but here's the thing: we're ignoring it. Ignoring people trying to take our history is the reason why the average black person doesn't know classical music is black music. Ignoring. I'm talking about as time goes forward, people who are there know. Yeah. But one day we all gonna die.
Right.
And
I hear you.
There's a record. And there's a record that must be left. And if people are saying one thing, and the people of that culture are not saying anything in defense, the record's going to show 70 years from now that the squeaky wheel gets the attention. The squeaky wheel is what's going to get the attention 70 years from now if we don't speak up. So the ignoring game, yeah, that's a no-go. We got to address this kind of stuff.
I hear you on that. We definitely need to highlight it, deal with it, and be done with it, move on to the next thing, to start highlighting our culture, each and every day. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like being baited into this great debate with other people about our culture, we need not debate it. We just need to highlight our shit and let it be known to the world, because they just trying to get some clout off of us, man. And that's all I'm saying. You're right. We're both right. You know what I'm saying? We got to continue to teach each and every day our culture, our history, be it like music, and just a plethora of things you always touching on. But yeah, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. When I say ignore, that probably was the wrong word. I mean, we need to highlight it, deal with it, and then move on, because they're trying to gain clout off of us. Some kind of recognition, some kind of citizenship off of us, trying to plant their roots here when they know their roots is in other countries. Yeah. So, peace. All right, brother. I appreciate that for giving us that insight, man. I got a few more callers calling in. Yeah. Man. Thanks for that. Love you, brother. Peace. You too, brother. That was his opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion. But sometimes I don't believe in always being the bigger man. Sometimes, that's why I like what Kendrick did. Black people got, hold on one second, caller. Yeah, I got you, but hold on one second. One thing I like about Kendrick did, a lot of people tell Kendrick, oh no, don't play not like us, yada, yada, yada. No. Black people, we got to learn how to spike the ball. We got to win, and after we win, have a little bit of fun. Like, rest in peace, Neely Fuller. Neely Fuller always talked about how the white supremacists made reinforcing the system of white supremacy fun. That's where the Jim Crow dance comes from that led into Jim Crow laws. That's where them chasing us with sheets on turned into the KKK. But with us, we're not violent people like them, so ours isn't going to turn into violence. But we know we can definitely have fun. And when we stomp on somebody, we can stomp on their grave and piss on it too sometimes too, because we got to learn to be more boastful about what we do. And while we still teach. People gonna have to learn that we're not to be fucked with. If they feel that they can get a few jabs in on us and we just gonna push them off, and they gonna keep jabbing. But if they feel like they take a jab at us, not only we gonna kill them off, we gonna piss on their grave. It's less likely they try it again. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey man, my name is Dorian. I'm calling from Arkansas.
Dorian from Arkansas. What's on your mind, brother?
I'm originally from San Bernardino.
All right.
I'm 51 years old, and I have family members, uncles who are up in their 70s who was crip walking. So please stop it. Stop it, because it's with John Leguizamo, it's with Fat Joe. It's like for some reason, and it's what you said before, because we are peaceful people, we're quiet. They feel like they can just come in and steal something and tell us, you don't know the history. We were there.
We were there.
We were there. I remember being 5, 6 years old watching my uncles in the backyard crip walking.
Uh-huh.
And the point of the fact is, it's when we were growing up, the Mexicans or the other individuals used to call us that nigger stuff. They used to call us that nigger stuff, and they didn't want to be acknowledged with us. Now, because it's popular, now it's because of this, and what we used to wear as my grandfather used to say, my uncles used to say, that's the gangster protocol with the plaids and the chucks. Now, these must wear it all the time.
Protocol, yeah.
It was the gangster protocol outfit.
Yeah.
You wear your dickies, your plaid, and your chucks. I was wearing that at 6 years old. And the point of the factor is, these guys want to latch on to stuff because here's the thing that my grandfather just told me that. I mean, he's going on 93 years old. He said, if you ever hear somebody saying we started this, we started that, my grandfather said, always remember, even though we were former slaves and we were this and that, we always the cool kids on the block. We're the cool kids of the world. American black are the cool kids. And everyone imitate us. They don't want the struggle to be us, but they sure like to imitate us. That's why you got lowriders in Japan now.
Right.
That's why you have Japanese guys. I was in Japan just doing a business trip, and I was so flabbergasted. And I took pictures and sent it to my wife. My wife's like, these niggas are walking around with dreadlocks, with lopes on, and lowriders.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese people.
Uh-huh.
We always are going to be the cool kids, and the point of the fact is, they like to imitate us, but they don't want to be us.
Mm-mm.
They don't want to be what it takes to be the cool kids. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so the thing about it, they want to take from us. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. I'm going to get off the phone. Fat Joe almost made me go to New York and slap him in his face. I mean, it was him, and is it me, or all of a sudden Busta Rhymes is Jamaican? Because I didn't know this nigga was Jamaican before.
Didn't either.
He decided to be Jamaican.
I didn't either.
And now
Who
these
knew?
Jamaican people started hip hop. Stop it.
Real talk,
So
man.
the point of the fact is,
But
the
we
point
got
of
a
the
few,
fact-
got a
I'm
few
gonna
more
end-
callers calling in, my brother, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Call back, call. I just missed answering your call. Call back. I'm doing a few things, you know me. I'll be doing a few things at once. There we go. Did I get your caller? What's up, caller? What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's on your mind?
No, I was watching your show. It's very interesting. I'm from New York, so I grew up a lot different from how you guys grew up there on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But it's very informative, I have to say, very informative. As far as this guy, this John Leguizamo, whatever his name is, he's from Colombia. I think he grew up in New York too, but
yeah.
he's just trying to get some clout off of black folks. You know, he needs to worry about his shit. But someone about what we do. That's all. Everybody gets clout off of black folks. That's all they do. You know. And then when they get what they want, then they drop the soap, leave you to pick it up, and they keep it moving. They don't give a shit about us.
Real talk. They don't give a fuck about us. So that's why we got to stop all this. Stop going around acting like, hey, we're all in this together. Blah. That's all a bunch of hogwash bullshit. They don't like us. We need to tell the goddamn truth about it and move the fuck on.
Yeah, you can see it. You see how they voted. They voted, and it backfired on their ass. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want no black one president up there.
Real talk.
They got
man.
they got what they deserve. They got what they deserve. They got the right person in the right place to kick them right back out. Them and them anchor babies and everything else. Now
Real
when
talk,
motherfuckers when brothers come out of prison, they got a whole bunch of construction jobs for them. They got to pay them top dollar though.
And that's the thing. They don't hire us when it comes to construction jobs. But I got a few more calls coming in. Thanks for getting this call.
All right, brother. Be good.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that'd be the thing. If y'all want, I thought I answered that call. If y'all want some camaraderie with us again, goddamn, why? I'm looking at this big ass apartment get built down the street from me, taking my goddamn view, and I don't see no black people on that construction job. If we all down, where the fuck are the black people on these construction jobs that y'all be hiring on? What's up, Carter? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, this is D from the land, though. What's up, DeJuan?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, DeJuan, man. Hey, man. John Leguizamo, he on meth, crack, and paint, bro. You don't know what the hell he talking about. Hey, listen, bro. He talking about See, the tethering now, Dewan B, is at an all-time high, bro. I can't believe it. Listen, bro, the Crip Walk, everybody know, if you listen to the OGs from 69 all the way to 79, bro, they'll tell you that the Crip Walk was basically a victory dance when they was getting into their ops or getting into it with the B-Dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. They catch the B-Dog or whatever, and they jump him, or the B-Dogs jump them, or whatever, because the B-Dogs got their own walk. You feel me?
Yeah.
So why in the hell? See, he need to listen to the OGs like Monster Cody, Pretty Boy from 6-0, and all them. They can tell you about Tookie Williams and all them, because they was little youngsters, man. You know what I'm saying? Learning the game from Tookie and all the OGs back then. So I don't know what the hell. He need to get off that paint, bro, and that meth, because he got some high power meth that he's smoking, bro. Hey, that's all I got to say, man. B1.
Man, B1, man. Have a good one. Yeah, like, when it comes to the Crip Walk, I've heard a few different stories about the genesis of the Crip Walk, and that's why they get all the way into the, because there's a few, there's like a lot of things. A lot of things there's a polygenesis to a lot of things. So I don't like to get into the muggity muck, but one thing that's consistent, it all was black people, and there wasn't no goddamn Mexicans around here that goddamn much. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Carolina Cousin Right Way. Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, I just wanted to call in, man. When I heard that Italian dude talking what he was talking, man, I sat there looking, I'm like, oh, so it was like we too ghetto or whatever like that. I'm like, okay, so I guess we should be like the Italians, nice, wholesome folks who go out there and sell guns and commit drive-bys and sell guns and drugs and create crime families. We should just be nice, wholesome folks like that, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, how you guys had it when y'all was living, when y'all were forced in ghettos. Like, these people, they were thug degenerates that, after World War II, they were allowed to reclassify themselves as white. Let's just tell the whole goddamn truth. And once they reclassified themselves as white, they got pushed out to the suburbs and got given opportunities, got given jobs, got given an economy, got given a way to live, and that's what helped push them ahead. Whiteness. Before they were considered white, their murder rate was twice as much as what's going on in the ghetto right now, because the ghettos come from fucking Italy. That's a goddamn European, Italian thing. The ghettos in America were created for fucking Italians because white people didn't like them. And now they figured now they got a little bit of whiteness post-World War II. They done forgot who they are. And they still that way. If we're going to tell the goddamn truth, they're still that way. They still be committing all kind of goddamn crimes with each other. It's just not put out there on the news.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you spot on, man. And I appreciate you, man. And last thing, man, just make sure I'm glad that we are gatekeeping our culture, because, I mean, you let these Mexicanos tell it, man, later on down the line, they're going to say they invented cripping. Right. Hey, we know that's a damn lie.
We know that's a motherfucking lie.
Yeah, but I'm going to go and let you go, man, because I know you got other callers, man. I appreciate you taking my call, man.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Yo. What's up, Dwan, man? You a hard man to get in touch with, man.
Hey, I'm busy as hell. I'm over here, while y'all talking, I'm over here booking studio time for tomorrow to do the last of my interviews for my documentary. Y'all think I'm playing? Look. Y'all think I'm playing on look what I'm doing right now, chat room. I gotta finish my documentary. It's bigger than I got somebody in town that used to sing with Michael Jackson. Like, I got a text message while one of the calls came there. I don't get to you, caller, but I got a text message from one of Michael Jackson's background singers, and she sang with Stevie Wonder, with everybody, and she said she can do my documentary, and I've been holding things off, and so I'm literally on the, like, she said, yeah, I'm like, oh shit, let me book the studio now so we can get this done. All right, but go ahead, Carter. My bad. What's the name? Where you calling from?
No. Hey, yo, we family. That's how you kick it, baby. You know how we do. We go off on our tangents and we come back. But, yo, man, this is your boy, Shaka B. I'm coming from out of D.C., man. You know, just address one quick little thing, man. You know, the great ancestor warrior, you know, John Henry Clark told us, man, and we got to realize this. I hear everybody talking, but everybody got to realize this, man. And this your Uncle Shaka B out here in D.C., man. He said that we have nobody but ourselves. We have no friends. We have no allies. All we have as FBAs is ourselves. and everybody is now starting to realize that what he was speaking about back then has now come to fruition. And we just got to realize that as FBAs, and really go into a whole lot of dialogue about this and that. But hey, it should be already as a norm to us to know that these people are going to come against us. These people have anti-black sentiments against us. These people do not like us. We have the whole world against us. The Asians don't like us. Latinos don't like us. This one, the Eskimos, nobody like us. For whatever reason, I don't know. When we're the people who fought for all them to come here, off of the backs of our people, it's sad, and we were, me and my queen was watching the documentary today about the black cowboys, and it was showing you in that documentary how they even, at the end of it all, disrespect Bass Reeves. They made him stop being They made him start being a U.S. sheriff, a marshal, because these white people that came in doing that European peasant land grab, they all just came and took a stake and staked, here's my land. They went and staked around Oklahoma, and they told Bass Reeves, because they came up with segregation laws, that you could no longer be a U.S. marshal. So, yeah, go ahead.
See, yeah, like, that's crazy. You're right, when they do actually show a little bit of something, they poison it a little bit. They do something to where it's just it takes a little bit of a ring off what they do. John, and you're right about that. When that whole him being the sheriff and what happened in Oklahoma, those are European peasants that was given 160 acres of free land
doing that American land grab. They give away they gave away all that land to. They show old footage of how they had shot a cannon. These people were all lining up. They call it Indian territory. But it was nothing but them going to give out all that land they had in the West to these peasants. And then they're going to go into Oklahoma and they're going to make laws, segregation laws, and they're going to tell this man who was the most decorated marshal, who brought in the most dangerous criminals, that you no longer can be a marshal because you're not allowed to lock up a white man.
Right.
But you see, we've been as black people, been accosted and has been targeted since the beginning of this creation of this country, and to talk about that John Leguizamo, man, call him King Vulture. That's his new name. John Lake King Vulture Leguizamo. That's who he is. Because this guy, he just looks for every little angle about anything that has anything to do with us. Tyreek said it best the other day. All this guy is doing is just trying to take our history and rewrite it and put it in the Latin version.
Yeah. And he putting it in the Latin version with Goya sauce on top, and we ain't gonna let it happen, man. But thanks for giving us a call.
Goya sauce and pecani sauce and all that mess, man. You know what I mean? This guy, he's a vulture clown and a vulture coon, man. I don't want to keep it too long. I could go on and on and on. I've been wanting to kick it with you. This your boy Shaka B out here in D.C., man.
Shaka B in DC.
Here. Big up everybody. Yeah, man. I got a little YouTube page. You can find me on what they call Black Issues with Chaka Ben Judah. It's small, people like you real big. I'm trying to get there, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm also a fellow musician, my brother.
I gotta take the next call, my brother, man.
Take the next call, brother. Nice kicking it with you, man.
Uh-huh. Hold on one second, caller. Victor Villain in the super chat says Irish versus Italian War in the 1970s is way worse than anything. Black people do not owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Damn right, Victor Villain. Alonzo Frazier in the super chat says, love from Florida, support the work, family. Much appreciated, man. Carl Langley says, we got to stop showing our hand on public forums. Like having a full hand and saying, oh yeah, you better not fold. Stop and let the code guide us. Right about that, Carl. Can't say every little thing online. That's why, especially when it comes to that other stuff. When it comes to what moves you gonna make, black people just I ain't got time. This ain't the place to say whatever moves. We should know. We have an Navy Fuller's code book to follow. Get on code with yourself, and you should know what move you need to make. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
What's up, DeWan? This is Lorenzo. I'm calling from Aurora, Colorado.
Lorenzo from Aurora, Colorado. What's on your mind, brother?
Man, first of all, I want to give you your flowers, man, for the information you disseminate to the people, man, you waking up grown folks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just kids learning, because these people are able to take the information you giving us and bring it to their families and to their children, and these children can bring it to their friends. So your ripple effect, it goes way beyond what you can ever imagine, man. I just want to thank you for what you're doing, and keep up what you're doing, brother.
Much love and appreciation, man.
No problem. And what you were saying earlier, you were saying something about, like, 20 to 30 years after we do something, it becomes popular. And I believe that the powers that be, they count on the fact that we constantly creating, because we are the creators in this matrix. You know what I'm saying? So they wait on us to forget, because our memory span ain't as long as it used to be. And then they can go ahead and vampire on what we done did, and be a parasite and claim to be the ones that created, like what we doing right now. This whole situation with the music and the dance and all of our culture, these other groups are claiming it. And we got to remember that these fixed mulatto groups, they hate the mothers and fathers that created them. A lot of these groups, they wouldn't even exist. Okay, Latinos or whatever you want to call them, they nothing but mulattoes that's been mixed up so many different ways, and they hate the fact that they got the black blood that they have. And this whole system, going back to Neely Fuller, we have to understand that. If you don't understand racism, what do you say? Everything you think you're going to understand will just confuse you.
Just confuse you. That's real talk. It always funny how it always goes back to our brother Neely Fuller's words and Dr. Francis Grace Welsing words. And that's why, those of us who are up on the game, who've read the book or at least spent time listening to Mr. Neely Fuller while he was alive, and even though he's passed along, I encourage you guys to all go to his website, producejustice.com, and follow along with him. You just go back and listen to old episodes of Carl Nelson Show with him being interviewed and get on code, because when you do that, you don't have to worry about calling in. You don't have to worry about saying, we got to meet at the corner at 12 o'clock with guns in hand. No, we're not doing. We're past that, people. Get on code. Find out what the code is. That's what this caller said. Thanks for that call, brother.
With that being said, brother, let me just say this one thing, and I'm going to get off. I know you got a bunch of callers. We need to stop seeking the approval and the acceptance of white folks as a people, because it's impossible for us to love ourselves while we seeking their approval and their acceptance, because by nature they hate us. By nature they are opposed and opposite of us. So that's spiritually, that's emotionally, and that's every other thing you can think. So as a people, we need to stop that, and then we can start truly growing as a folk and come together.
Real talk, man. I mean, thanks for the call. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on too much longer. I said I got this text message from somebody who sang background with everybody, and I really want her in my gospel music documentary. So I'm gonna have to get off in a little bit. I ain't got no assistant. I do everything. I do all this shit. I'm filming. I'm filming, booking, and all that shit. So, but since she said she can make it for this interview for the documentary, we got to make it happen, folks. Thank you to everybody who's donated so far, man. We still pushing. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Jacoby from Portland, Oregon. How you doing, Dewan?
Jacoby from Portland, Oregon. What's up, my brother?
Man, when you guys talk about the Crip, John is at this again. He's at this again. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody's buying that shit. I'm not even buying that. So how I looked at it is, I'm an L7. So how I knew about the Crip Walk was Dub C when they started doing the dance and stuff. I said I didn't know nothing about it, and I felt looking back now, that was a big mistake to start sharing Crip Walking, because now the origins of the Crip Walk and how it became, a lot of us wouldn't appreciate what the struggle was about it. We just, this is a cool dance. But here's what happened was people start co-opting it. People start trying to do tutorials on it. People in Japan, there's one YouTube channel out here now. It came on my feed. They got the lowriders. They're doing, I thought they were Chicanos. These are straight up Japanese dudes, lowriders doing a Crip Walk. And I'm just like, And it should have never been shared. I should have never known about the blood walk, the Crip walk, the Hoover stomp. If you get caught doing a Hoover stomp, you will get stomped out. So but what happens is if you don't sit there and kind of protect what you have, people will just take it and run with it. And this is the problem that we're facing now. If you don't want people to know about the Crip walk, I felt like Dub C made that big mistake by sharing that on the stage. I'm not sure what you think about that.
For black people, look, it's not that we're sharing, we're performing.
Right.
The artist's number one job is to give the people what they want and to perform for the people. In whatever we do, if a black person is spinning on their head, if a black person decides to do this with their fingers, whatever we're doing, we're going to do it with a rhythm. And that rhythm is going to make other people gravitate towards it and want to do it too. What we need to be on is, no, we can go ahead and do it, but I encourage, we need to be the ones teaching the Crip Walk classes. They're going to do it anyway. We need to be the ones teaching the Crip Walk classes. We need to be the ones teaching the Memphis Juke classes. We need to be the ones getting paid high consulting fees to fly to Japan to teach them how to lowride their cars right. What we need to do is take our fun and monetize it. That's what we need to do.
Copyright it.
Be the first to monetize our fun, and that's how you do it. When you monetize it, who cares if everybody else loves it? If I go to Japanese neighborhoods and I see this is a Crip Walk or a black dance studio, the same way Indians got yoga studios in our neighborhood, we should have dance studios in their neighborhoods. We should have dance, and if black people are the first to teach a dance on YouTube, it's going to go way higher than some white people could teach it all day, but they can't do it good. No one's going to pay for a white person to do black dance if black people are doing it. The issue what we have is we put it out there, other people learn it, and they do what America does, what we're supposed to do in America, and monetize it. I'm not mad at them for doing it. We need to be the first to do it, because you know what? When the buyer has their money out, everybody knows where this culture comes from, and people want to learn from the best. The one thing about other cultures, they hate spending money with us, but one area they will spend money on with us is areas of entertainment and areas that we can teach them different things. So if we're the ones teaching it, I'm all for it.
As long as you get a copy, I'll start saying to myself, since you brought that up, I said, man, they probably should have copyrighted the Crip Walk, like make it their own trademark, because now they could have made a lot of money off of that when you think about it. So, but
we just got to be the ones we just got to be the ones that charging the high price consulting fees to teach it. That's all, brother. But thanks for giving us a call.
All right, man. Yeah, most definitely, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you are somebody who dances and you good at dancing and all that shit, nigga, you teach it. Make your money. Make your money. I'm going to take one last call. What's up, Carl? What's the name? Where you calling from?
What up, Dewan? This is Money from LA.
Money from LA, man. What's on your mind?
So, I just want to throw a little devil's advocate out there real quick. So, Quick was one of my favorite artists coming up. And you know that documentary Visualism?
Yeah.
That he did? So, directly out of his mouth, I can't speak for the C-Walk, but when he came up with the B-Walk, the modern version of it, him and his nephews got that from the Mexican hat dance. And
first off,
he said they put this.
Yeah, I heard about that. Quick didn't come up with the B-Walk.
Well, that's why I said the modern version at that time that he said. He said that, you know, he broke that out at a show, and he got that. It was him and his nephews or something like that. But I was just throwing that out there. He said that directly out of his mouth.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
yeah, Quick didn't invent the B-Walk. And one, two, another thing about the B-Walk and the Crip Walk, almost no two people do it alike. That's kind of the beautiful thing about the dance. It has basic
Right.
components that require levels of footwork, but really no two people do those dances alike.
Yeah,
You know?
it's based off your region, based off your section. Is gonna vary.
Yeah. So
But I just want.
if Craig, yeah, because and that's not the issue. I'm glad you brought that up because an issue we have as Black people is we're so quick to jerk other people off because we want acceptance. The same reason why you'll have people say, "Oh yeah, that sound is African," and you hear that from an artist that ain't never even goddamn been to Africa. You know what I mean? You hear people say there's certain things that Black people do and have done in the past to jerk people off because they want a few more of your fan base. So I want some more. And a lot of your West Coast rappers are guilty of placating to a lot of your Latinos, especially post 2000, when they start to really get up in numbers here in America, like post late 90s. They're very quick to placate to them because they want to sell a ticket. That's what we got to check these artists that want to do shit like that. Like, don't go around lying and placating to people because you want to sell tickets. You know good in the hell well you didn't create no goddamn B-Walk, DJ Quick. And you know good in the hell well you didn't get it from no motherfucking hat dance. But you want to sell more tickets to Latinos, fine. But the culture's bigger than you selling tickets.
Right. Yeah, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but I know people not from this side, they might not even know about that documentary. So I did want to point that out because it came, directly out the horse's mouth.
Yeah, I remember he said that on the documentary. Yeah, it was bullshit.
And then even with John Leguizamo, like with him, my question is, say I didn't see the original clip of whatever he spoke on. I'm just picking it up from you. But my question would be, these walks didn't exist for over 30 years. Why are you just now speaking on it now?
Because his ass was struggling in New York, not knowing a goddamn. He's a struggling actor, sucking dick for gigs in New York while we was over here crip walking. Now he want to come around and act like he's been here the whole time. That's why he's a fucking loser.
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with this whole movement and everybody just trying to discredit us all of a sudden, but everybody knows, American Blacks, we 101. We can't be duplicated. Never going to die off. We have influence all over the world. Every single culture is going to try and pinch off of us. So that's why it's important for us to just stand 10 toes right now and just let it be known, like, y'all niggas not going to erase nothing that we contribute to this world, ever.
Mm-hmm. Ever. Yeah, man. But thanks for giving us a call, my brother.
Program, bro. All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. No. Quig needs to stop it. The hell? I got my own show playing right here in the background. The fuck? Appreciate the cash apps to everybody that's sitting in the cash apps. John, I appreciate the cash app. Much love and appreciation. Anthony, I appreciate the cash app. I'll take one more call. This person called me and I didn't get to pick up earlier. Oh, I tried to pick up and I didn't. My bad. I gotta get to booking this rehearsal studio for tomorrow because I really want to get this thing booked. And again, salute to Kendrick Lamar. Great halftime performance. Most viewed halftime performance. Don't let these sorry ass weirdos try to teach you anything different. That was a great goddamn performance. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I was about to sign up, but I said I'll take one more call. What's going on? Make it real quick. What's on your mind, brother?
I threw this up before on your show. I'm different from the Illinois area. I threw this up before at your show, but the concept of low riding, like, I know Tyreek said that he's gonna bring out like a West Coast thing about hip hop, but that really needs to get broadcast that we actually invented low riding.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Like,
we talked about that already, and I got some stuff that I'm working on. That's gonna be put up on Patreon in a little bit.
All right,
some more stuff. Yeah, hell yeah, we talked about that. But yeah, now you're right though. We're gonna get that straightened out.
All right, sure, most definitely the one.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, brother. Holla.
Yeah, salute to Kendrick. Yeah, Lil Wayne cannot have pulled that off. Lil Wayne could not have pulled yesterday's Super Bowl performance off. Because yesterday's Super Bowl was about America, Americana. Go ahead and watch my breakdown I did yesterday. And for the full breakdown, it is on the membership site and is on Patreon. YouTube made me edit out a whole bunch of shit on yesterday's breakdown. So you're going to have to go to Patreon to get the full unedited. The full unedited is going to be on Patreon. All right? Yesterday's, or if you're a member here, you can get the unedited breakdown of yesterday's Super Bowl. Go to blisscapsules.com, type in the product code DeJuanB, buy 2, get 1 for free. Go to DeJuanB.com. Also, my readings for the product code VDAY, both individual readings and also package readings, three reading of relationship package. All of it's 15% off right now at the breakthroughcards.com. Readings are 15% off for Valentine's Day. Now through this Valentine's week only, all right? Product code VDAY for Valentine's Day. Get 15% off your reading, all right? All right. Thank y'all again. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who wouldn't pick up the game. The reason why we have talks like we did yesterday about Kendrick and the Super Bowl is because we take all the bullets. We got to deal with all the racism. We got to deal with all the shit. And nothing that John Leguizamo is going to say is going to change what the facts are. And then also every time they address something, they say something, hell yeah, we address it. This isn't the channel to call to say don't talk about it. Just making that very clear moving forward for people. If no disrespect to anybody who called in today, but if anybody has thoughts of calling in the future, and whatever we're talking about, your point of view is don't talk about it. My point of view is don't call, because I'm going to talk about it. And no caller calling me is going to stop me from talking about it if I feel like talking about it. Because if I feel like talking about it, it needs to be said. Black people got no more of that, just allowing people to lie on our shit and we don't say nothing. They lie and say rock and roll is there all throughout the 80s, had me thinking that rock and roll was white music. They got my grandmother stood up and said something, but if it was my grandmama, wasn't none of the rappers I was just listening to or singers I was listening to standing up for rock and roll. Matter of fact, they was clowning Lenny Kravitz when I was a kid. Still to this day, don't even acknowledge Lenny Kravitz. Them not speaking up is the reason why I had to grow up as a 7-year-old thinking that the guitar is a white person instrument, because every time I look on TV, it's white people playing a guitar. Hell, even Michael Jackson had a white guitarist. So when I was a kid in 1987 and 88, I thought the guitar was a white boy instrument. I didn't know that was our shit. Why? Because black people are too busy. I don't know. No, fuck that, nigga. We speak up every time. Should know all the mental side our black children are dealing with, feeling like they're guilty for everything wrong with America without any clue of what they done great for America. Fuck nah. Fuck no. Fuck that. No, fuck that. Anytime someone comes and claims our culture, yes, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to use it as a time to teach more of our culture. Yeah, we're going to use it as a time to teach, but no, we're going to address it. Because no more should black people have to run around bearing the brunt of everything wrong with America without getting the love and the credit for what we gave to America and the world. Fuck that. They say something, they go low, we go to the motherfucking flow. You dig? They get down, nigga, we go under the ground. All right? All that, we too good, let's rise above. Man, I ain't rising above shit. Only thing I'm rising above is when I get high, nigga. Rising above the bullshit when I smoke my weed, nigga. That's the only time I'm rising above it, and I'm too good, too high. Nigga, no. They go down, we go lower. And when we're done going lower, like I said before, when we done going lower, we need to victory lap. We need to spike the ball in their face. Black people gotta stop all this humble shit. Oh no, let's just go and ignore it. No, let's show our win. After we show our win, go nah 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 nah. You can't do it. We created hip hop. We created hip hop. Nah 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 nah. We created jazz. We created blues. Nah 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 nah. Your mama and your daddy listen to my mama and daddy's classics. Nah 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 nah. That's what we need to do. Nigga, we gotta make people feel very uncomfortable. It's that's just where we are. And I don't want it to be this way, but it's where they made it. We gotta make people very uncomfortable. People have to really think twice. If you see somebody slap somebody, it don't really hurt that bad, you still might challenge them in a fight. But if you see somebody knock somebody out, then pick them up, knock their asses back on the ground, pick their asses up, and knock their asses back down, and You see that shit? You ain't gonna challenge that motherfucker to a fight, are you? I don't give a damn how big and bad you are. People want to step. We be minding our own black ass business in our own world. They want to come over on our side and say some bullshit. Hell no, nah. We gotta have fun on their corpse. We gotta eat their corpse in front of everybody. We gotta remind them not only is this not your culture, you corny, you can't dance, y'all dress whack, your slang is old, and it's tired, and you're not creative. You want to debate me on that? Let's go. But to everybody else that's cool, we love you too. All right? Y'all have a good one. We out.